the perfect moment never comes. Just look at what you have and start with what you have.
Today we're joined by Colin Mkosi. Colin is the owner of Cloudy Deliveries, person-to-person bicycle delivery service operating from Langa, Cape Town. Having started just before the first COVID lockdown in 2020, Colin and his team are providing an essential service for their community while also offering work opportunities to young people in need. Today, we'll find out how this young entrepreneur is taking on the challenge of owning and managing a new company and what the roadmap ahead looks like for Colin and Cloudy Deliveries in the future. I feel like I've got 29 questions that I want to ask you. So now you're the owner and creator and CEO of Cloudy Deliveries. And you're just filling this incredible gap in the market. Tell me a bit more about Cloudy Deliveries and what makes it distinct from other delivery companies out there.
Yeah. Thanks for starting with one question. You said you had 29. So
We've got 28 more to go.
28 more to go.
It's an apply by.
Yeah. I would say it's the fact that we obviously are using bicycles and that some delivery service such as your Uber Eats do not do deliveries in townships, in maybe black communities, I would say, because they fear it might be dangerous and stuff. So
right.
At the moment we have 15 bicycles whereby we do deliveries for local stores, local restaurants in our community. So we want to make it as simple as possible. So you just send us a WhatsApp message of your address. We dispatch a driver to your address and you send him to whatever shop you want him to go to, and you will get a list of groceries and stuff.
So have you got a database of people that you call on?
So they always on the road. Whenever we get a delivery from our side, and then we just dispatch it to them.
So they're always on the road?
Always on the road, yeah. Because they're also getting calls from customers directly.
So it doesn't necessarily go through your...
Yeah. Because some of the people prefer using the same guy over and over because maybe they need to go collect medicine from a particular doctor and they're the only one that know what type of medicine they need to collect. So some customers prefer using the same guy over and over. Yeah.
Oh.
Which is for us is pretty cool. Yeah. One of the things that also make our business different is that it is similar to a bicycle. It has two pedals. The one is for social impact and the other one is for profit.
Right.
So the profit is what keeps the business going and the social impact is what changes lives. So I think those are the things that make our business different from the other delivery service out there.
Are there challenges in keeping that balance in place?
I think they work together. So when the other one moves, the other one drives the other one. So social impacts drives profit and profit drives social impact.
So it's a mutual relationship between the two things.
Yeah.
How did this innovative idea come about?
Cloudy Deliveries came about, being able to identify a problem. When I was studying in my room and I wanted to go get something from a shop, and because I was too busy and it was intense, so I didn't want to go out and just have maybe fresh air, but I just wanted to finish that chapter that I was studying. So I thought it would be cool to be able to call someone to go get me what I wanted to get and then come back again. So that's where the idea, came from. And as time went by, I thought I should just act on this idea. And fast forward to now, Cloudy Deliveries.
Now, hold on. Is this an entrepreneurial mindset that you've had for a couple of years that you've been aware of?
Before Cloudy Deliveries, I ran an online newspaper in my community called Langa Online. So what we basically did was write articles and share stories that are happening in the community and write stories about people who are moving the community forward and adding value to the community.
When I lived in London, I was a cycle courier. It wasn't always the safest job. Are there some risks involved?
There are obviously risks as well as challenges, like maybe driving on the road. When we started off, we had a challenge with, the taxi drivers.
So the taxi drivers, what was their main problem with it?
So I think it just came from them not wanting to share the road. And
of course, yeah.
Yeah, and the second part was we went to supermarkets, ShopRite, where we just collected people's groceries. So it was a different way of doing things. People normally go into the taxi driver's car with the groceries, but instead they opted to use us, put the groceries on our crates, and then we deliver to their houses. So yeah, that was the challenge. But we spoke to them, and as time went by, they were able to understand, okay, these guys are young guys who are trying to generate an income for themselves and help, the people in the community, and they really accepted the idea. And obviously some of the risk is maybe crime and maybe getting robbed and stuff. So in Langa, we have Langa safety patrollers. We work very hand to hand with them. If anything happens to one of our cyclist guy, we just report to them, and they were able to deal with it.
I'm sure that a lot of potential business also comes from people seeing your cyclists on the road and also wanting to find out what they do.
Yeah, I think that's why it was important for us to get uniforms and brand our uniforms with our logos and stuff, because it really, out of curiosity, people would, stop the guys that are driving the bikes and ask them, what are you all about? And we will then get a chance to be able to market our business and sell our business and sell our service, So, yeah.
And Colin, do you have any plans of scaling the business?
So that's what we're looking at the moment. I think most businesses should really look at this. The place that we are currently operating from is surrounded by shacks. So we are now in talks with one guy bringing in tuk-tuks to Langa. So he's looking for us to operate them. So we would obviously need space to be able to store those tuk-tuks.
Yes.
So that's one of the challenges that we are currently facing.
That's quite a stellar scale up.
So, yeah, it's something different from bikes. I think it speaks to our dream of one day having our own airplane, maybe Colin and Cloudy Deliveries flying in the air. So, that's what we're looking at.
Oh, wow. And you serious about this?
Yeah, I'm really committed to this business, given the impact that it has in the lives of young people in the community, and we really want to keep it going and pushing it until we reach our ultimate goal, which is to one day have our own airplane. Yeah.
Wow. Colin, that's incredible. So now listen, there's probably some young people watching us talk at the moment. If you were to impart any experience or knowledge that you've gained over the last couple of years, what would that be?
It's to just not wait for the perfect moment. The perfect moment never comes. Just look at what you have and start with what you have. You'll be surprised at the amount of work you'll be able to do, and you'll be surprised at the amount of resources that will just come to you when you get to start. For me, with starting the newspaper called Langa Online, I didn't know how to start a website. I didn't know how to code, and there was a guy called Sihle Chabalala. He ran a coding school in Langa. So I went to him, I told him about the idea that I have, and he said, you know what, you should just learn to code and do the website yourself. And I started doing the website, and I met another guy, Tony Koy. He then taught me how to upload the website on the internet, and he was willing to pay for me for the website to be hosted on the internet. So those are the people that were able to come forward and help me. So wow. I started with what I have, and I had to look around. If you have an idea and want to bring it to life, you need to do everything possible to bring that idea to life. So it's one of the very important things. Yeah.
Tell me a bit about your cyclists.
So it's young people from Langa. Most of them are aged 17 or maybe 16 to 23 years old. They come in every day to do deliveries, to generate income for themselves. Yeah.
Oh wow, so 16 to, are some of them still at school or?
Some of them are dropouts, some of them are still at school, and some have finished.
Do you do an interview process for them?
Yeah, we do. We do have to speak to them and see if their intentions of wanting to be with Cloudy Deliveries align with what we actually trying to achieve. It's basically also giving them a chance. Most of these kids are looked at in the community as just people that are just working in the streets. They have nothing to do, but they are willing to do something, but there's never maybe an opportunity for them to be able to do something. So I think Cloudy Deliveries is also providing that opportunity for them.
Sure. Now I want to know is, when was the last time you got onto a saddle and did a delivery? And did you?
Yeah, I used to do deliveries. It was fun, but...
Now listen, I want to continue chatting with you, but we are going to be chatting under different circumstances, because we've got a challenge that's lined up for us.
Will I be cutting your hair?
No, absolutely not. You're a wonderful entrepreneur and business person, but I have no track record on your cutting of hair. But are you up for that challenge?
Yeah, I'm game.
So what's going to happen is Sam is unfortunately going to come, and she's very strict. She's like,
this is going to be your challenge and this is what you're going to do. And
Hey,
I was
guys.
just, how are you, man? I was just saying to Colin how amazing you are in your brief to us and
wow,
just how
thank you.
fantastic.
Okay, so today's challenge, I want you to give me your best Fresh Prince look.
I see. Oh, that looks like either Will Smith or my
Yeah,
uncle.
absolutely. Will Smith?
Yeah,
Fresh
or
Prince
my
of
Uncle
Bel-Air?
Graham, with one of the two. I can't.
Either or.
Yeah.
You give me your best version.
Thank you.
So all the best, guys. Enjoy.
You're going to do that crit, eh? Oh,
I am
no.
indeed.
Oh, no.
The best man win.
May the best man win. Okay.
All right.
But now, as I cut, I want to ask you something. Your cyclists, can they make a career out of this?
I think so. I think so. They could because we're looking to grow the business. We're looking to expand to tuk-tuks, eventually having our own airplane.
Yes.
So one of my dreams is to be able to take one of the guys that have been cycling and doing deliveries to maybe eventually being a pilot. You know, so a career in that sense.
Yes. I mean, how did you secure or purchase the bicycles that you have at the moment? How did you get those bicycles?
So when we started off, I had to save up some money to buy second-hand bikes. So I bought around 7 bicycles, but they were second-hand, so they constantly got damaged. And then eventually we got a guy called Tony. He's from Langa, Langa. He donated to us 7 bikes. And as time went by, we got 10 bikes from Kubega in partnership with the Western Cape Department of Transport.
Oh, wow.
And then we got a surprise from a company called Borodia. They're in Pretoria. They gifted us with 5 electrical bikes. So,
Are you serious?
It was basically donations from people who really loved what we were doing, and we are thankful for those people. Yeah.
Could you do with another 10 bikes on your...
yeah.
Could you?
They would be really helpful.
So we need to get you 10 more bikes. What kind of bikes would be the more electrical bikes or?
Electrical bikes are good, but any sort of bikes. Any sort of bikes would be good for us.
Is there competition for the electrical bikes in your team? Do people like, I want to give me the electrical bikes, please, man?
Always. Every week at the end of the week, they'll say, when will you give me an electrical bike?
Oh,
when will you give me an electrical bike? You know, so I had to answer those questions each and every time.
Yes.
Yeah, you just need to work harder. That's what I always tell them. Work harder. You know, eventually you will get it.
Yes.
Yeah.
So last year, I mean, with COVID, how did you negotiate last year with your business?
So we started just before the lockdown. That was February 2020. And then I think 3 weeks after we started, and then we just had the lockdown.
Yeah.
We had to go out and partner with one business, which is called the Langa. Then we were able to operate and really help a lot of people because elderly people could not afford to stand in long lines, you know, during COVID. And for us, it was lucky, very, very lucky, because we were able to jump the line and go to the shop and come back again. So a lot of people preferred using our service as well.
So what has COVID, if anything, what has COVID taught you? I think I nearly cut myself there. I literally cut into my finger. Can you believe that? Like, this is a dangerous pursuit, cutting hair.
So is that your way of saying you give up in the challenge?
No ways, I do not. So Colin, I know that I might be, you might have answered this, but what has COVID taught you? Has it given you any insights to how you want to move forward?
It has taught me to be flexible, to be able to adapt. I think it has taught this to everyone because a lot of businesses have been shutting down and people have responded to that by being able to adapt. For example, your restaurants, they did deliveries, so just being flexible and be ready for any challenge. When the challenge comes, you need to try to find solutions to combat the challenge.
Yes.
It's difficult, but very, very necessary, because you cannot be, if the world is changing and moving towards a certain direction, you cannot be standing still. You're gonna be left behind, especially if you're running a business. I was listening to one guy who said, you need to stick to your vision, but be willing to adapt and be willing to change, routes and ways of getting to that vision, but if you have a vision, then you stick to it, but be flexible in reaching that vision. It's just, the passion of wanting to help the next person. It's just the passion of trying to make sure that you push your community forward and you move it forward. It's the passion of really wanting to see other people succeed and doing something, with their lives.
But what about you? Like personally, where would you like to be in the next 5 or 10 years? for Colin? Like, what do you want?
Next year, I'm looking to go back to school and finish my last year of my degree. That's something that's really important to me because it's a goal that I've set for myself and I need to achieve it. So I've been putting that on hold because I'm focusing on the business, but I think it's important to be able to have a degree. It's not everything, but
Yes.
since I've already started, I need to finish it.
But you trust that you're going to get back to your LLB
Yeah.
and you're going to continue it.
Yeah.
But what happens when the business scales? No, so now I'm asking you a challenging question.
Yeah, I think it will come to time management and being able to delegate some of the stuff that I'll be doing in the business. So I'll probably maybe take on 3 modules for the year and then maybe for the following year take on another 3 just to make sure that I continue with my studies and while looking after the business.
This comes back to your flexibility and your ability to kind of ride the challenges that are out there. But speak to me more about time management. I mean, can ideas or strategies or plans or concerns keep you up at night sometimes?
Yeah, always. I think if you have an idea, it sometimes wakes you up at night and you really feel that you need to work towards it because maybe there's someone else that's gonna do the idea and stuff. But I do really maybe work on the idea right through the night, and maybe if I need to complete work, I need to do it. And again, in the morning, still wake up and try to run the business. It's part of being an entrepreneur.
It's part of it.
Yeah.
But I mean, it's also different from like the person who's got the 9-to-5 job, right? So who works 9 to 5? So the 9-to-5 job.
There's no strict time like a 9 to 5. You can be working from 9 until 9 again in the morning if possible, but it's long hours of work. It's long hours of work, especially getting an idea up from the ground and putting it down to people, you know, so there's a lot of things that you need to do, but yeah, sometimes it becomes worth it, especially if you love what you do.
Now listen, I mean, you've got an incredible journey ahead of you moving forward. It's your journey ahead of you is far more hopeful than the cut that I did on this head of hair over here. So now, shall we bring Sam in?
Yeah.
To come and have a look at what we've done?
Yeah.
Okay, I need to prepare myself for this, just psychically prepare myself. Oh, hi Sam, how are you?
What's going on here? How are we doing, guys? I am unfortunately gonna be biased, and I'm gonna go, Colin, you are today's winner. Well done, yay!
Absolutely ridiculous. I'm sorry.
Brent's throwing in the scissors.
I'm sorry. I mean,
I'm gonna go home and solve now. Oh goodness.
Thank you so much, Sam.
Cool. Cheers, guys.
Ciao, man. Colin, thanks once again for coming in to chat to us, man.
Thank you.
Awesome meeting you. You got it, brother, and I can feel it and I can see it.
Thank you.
Thank you so much for tuning in and watching our Barbernomics show today. Don't forget to subscribe so that you can get to see far more innovative, entrepreneurial, and creative people like Colin over here. Thank you, everybody. See you next time.